carry on about the Vlad thing, but I am offering an invitation. Come on my show as a sign of goodwill, Mr. Vlad, and let's have a conversation, and I will come on your show. You ain't got to pay me. I'll come on your show and talk about things. As long as we let the feds know I'm coming. I don't want them caught off guard.
Corey Holcomb has now stepped into the Aries Spears and VladTV fallout, and honestly, this was always the kind of conflict that was going to draw him in. It all started when Aries Spears brought up the topic of compensation on his Spears and Steinberg podcast, saying he wanted more money for his appearances on VladTV. And to be fair, Aries does pull real viewership when he sits down with Vlad. That's nothing. But Vlad clearly wasn't pleased with the fact that Aries chose to air that grievance publicly. So Vlad did what Vlad does. He went to his own platform and spent nearly an hour breaking down point by point why he felt Aries wasn't worth the rate he was asking for. That alone would have been enough to spark a back and forth. But then Aries responded on Instagram, and he didn't hold back. He called Vlad a coward, a narcissist, and a hypocrite. And on top of that, he challenged him to sit down face to face and have the conversation directly. So by the time Corey Holcomb addressed it on the 515 show, this thing had already grown well beyond a simple pay dispute. What started as a behind-the-scenes disagreement about money had turned into a full public confrontation, and now a third voice was about to be added to it.
I be laughing so hard, man. One day I said, he want me to say his name so bad, and that motherfucker stopped that today.
Who's the animal?
The gooey raccoon.
Oh.
He into it with
Vlad,
old boy.
Oh.
I ran into Vlad at the show.
What show?
At the We Them Ones.
Tell Vlad to come on 5150. See, the lost mind think I'm supposed to go on his show because he's a Caucasian male, and they think I'm supposed to go to him. How much you gonna give me, master? Come on my show for free. Vlad, we ain't gotta talk about how you disrespected the minister. We ain't gotta talk about that. We ain't gotta talk about that. You was trying to get me to come on your show back in the day before you knew who I was, and we had something to say. We had something to say where it didn't work while I went on your show. But if you come and step to me at my show, I will do a show for you. You ain't got to pay me. Just like I hope you ain't hoping I pay you for this, because we of humble beginnings up here. We ain't got no money, even though people trying to through it. Sure. But I'm saying, like, Vlad can come on my show. Show me you'll come on my show, and then I'll come on your show. Because Vlad, at one time you wasn't doing interviews, but I've seen you do a couple of interviews. Come on my show. We are not savages. We not finna talk crazy to you. We might be able to iron out differences.
So on one hand, Corey is opening the door to Vlad, but on the other hand, he's slamming that same door right in Aries' face. Corey refers to Aries as the gooey raccoon, which is classic Corey Holcomb. Childish, cutting, completely ridiculous, and somehow you won't forget it. But underneath the nickname, his actual argument is pretty straightforward. Corey's position is that Aries made a mistake, and the reason is simple. Aries needed VladTV more than VladTV needed Aries. That's the core of what Corey is saying. It's not really about who was right or wrong in the dispute, it's about leverage. And in Corey's view, Aries didn't have enough of it to be making public demands. When you're the one who needs the platform, you don't go on your podcast and talk about what you think you're owed. That's not how it works. And according to Corey, that's exactly the miscalculation Aries made.
He was added to a show overseas, and I heard they tipped him a good lick. It's like all this. If you in it long enough, you might hit a good lick. He hit a little lick. But I know he was dependent on VladTV because VladTV was his way of being in the public eye, because he doesn't have the wits to do his own. He tried, but it didn't work. I'm talking about the gooey raccoon. Right. He doesn't have the wits to pull nothing like this off.
Yeah.
So he was on Vlad's show a lot. And Vlad paid him more than he makes probably at these Clinton nubs, because it wasn't popping for him. It started popping for him when he got his notoriety dealing with Vlad. So all I'm saying is this. All y'all motherfuckers who say whatever, I would have Vlad come on my show. Want me to tell you why? Because I believe we can have a conversation where it won't turn into fuck you. I believe he would talk to me in a way respectfully, and I would talk to him in a way respectfully, even if we disagreed on something.
Right.
That's what I believe. I would take the chance because Vlad has a name. If Vlad wants to come on the 5150 show, and the reason he would have to come on the 5150 show first is because it would show goodwill. Now he don't need no money. He got paper, goddammit, but I'm saying like shit, come on the 5150 show, and all you goofies stop talking about where I'm supposed to go. Cause you see me with the skin I'm in, and you think you should go on Vlad.
Some people are firmly on Aries' side. They feel Vlad went too far by exposing the details publicly, that a 1-hour breakdown of someone's perceived worth was excessive and unnecessary. They argue that Aries had every right to ask for more money, and that loyalty should carry some weight, especially for someone who has been one of the most consistently entertaining guests on the channel. Their point goes beyond just view counts, too. Aries brings personality, on-screen chemistry, viral moments, and his own dedicated fan base, things that don't always show up cleanly in the analytics, but absolutely contribute to the channel's appeal. Value, they'd argue, isn't always measured in numbers alone. But then there's the other side, and they're saying Aries fumbled the bag. In their view, the moment he took that conversation public, he lost the high ground. You don't negotiate through a podcast. You don't call out the person paying you in front of an audience and expect it to go smoothly. And if you're going to make demands, you'd better make sure your position is strong enough to back them up. So, the audience is genuinely split on this one, and that's probably why Cory jumping in only added more fuel to an already heated debate.
Aries Spears aren't the sharpest tool in the shed, man. These two ruined their relationship with Vlad, not because Vlad did anything wrong to them, but simply because Vlad would not pay them more for what they do for free everywhere else. How do y'all feel about this, man? How do y'all feel about the fact that these two right here ruined that relationship because they got greedy? Because nobody else paid them for interview. Vlad is the only one that created that opportunity for people, man, where he's like, yo, come over here, man, and I'm gonna pay you for this interview. Generally speaking, people die at the opportunity, man, of being interviewed on a big platform. These dudes was getting paid for it, bro, and they was like, nah, we want more. And here Vlad thought that they were actually friends the whole time. Crazy.
That phrase has been all over the reactions to this situation. The fumbled the bag crowd sees it that way, because from their perspective, VladTV was one of the few platforms where Aries still had a genuinely strong lane. His own podcast doesn't pull the kind of numbers VladTV does. His clips from Vlad's channel travel further and reach more people than his solo content does. So if he wanted a raise, the argument is that he should have handled it quietly and strategically, behind closed doors, not in front of a microphone. Instead, by speaking on it publicly, letting Steinberg weigh in and then responding to Vlad with open aggression on Instagram, Aries may have pushed things past the point of repair. What could have been a private negotiation became a public war, and now the relationship may be too damaged to come back from. And that's exactly where Cory's bigger message lands. Cory isn't just talking about this specific situation, he's making a broader point, essentially telling creators, build your own. Don't pour your energy into someone else's platform, make yourself dependent on it, and then act surprised when you realize you have no control over what happens next. The platform owner holds the cards, and the moment you forget that, you've already put yourself in a losing position. It's a sharp point, and whether you agree with how Cory delivered it or not, the underlying message is hard to dismiss.
But it's like I'm cautious about. You don't see me on a lot of people's shows,
Right.
because I don't need the little lick like the gooey raccoon. He was coming up there all the time, according to dude. This is what his own man say. Vlad, man was coming up here all the time. He said he was so what is it when people can get to you easy?
Accessible.
He say the man was so accessible, he can't even remember when he called him and he wasn't. Yeah, I'm just going right now.
Oh, wow.
He said the man wanted a makeup artist there to try to hide
Black eye.
the raccoon juice dripping from his eyeball. He said the man needed a towel to put between his legs because of the death sweat that's going on.
Death sweat is comedy.
That was the death sweat oozing up out of him. Want me to tell you how I know? Because when he tried to sue 5150, we saw the medical records because he claimed he couldn't go to work. So we was able to check his medical records out and see he took a bat to his wife, the gooey raccoon. We was able to see all this. I know the man is lost mentally. I almost feel sorry for him. If you got to go through life looking like that, built like that, the desires he have where you kissed a man in the mouth on a video and said, mwah. You was getting a little popularity, you start smelling yourself and went up against the man that was helping you grow, because you can't help you grow. Go do your show again and watch what happens. You're gonna be out here like the rest of these busted ass niggas talk shit about me. Looking for a YouTube check that's enough to get some Jordans out of their way.
Cory isn't just inviting Vlad onto his show because he wants a viral moment. He's making a statement about ownership. He has the 515 show. He has his own audience. He doesn't need to sit across from Vlad to prove he's relevant, and that distinction matters. Whether people agree with Cory or not, that has always been his strongest argument. He can be messy, he can be insulting, but he has built a space where he gets to say what he wants on his own terms without needing anyone else's platform to do it. Aries, on the other hand, is in a more complicated position because Aries is clearly talented. Nobody with any sense is going to argue otherwise. His VladTV interviews are some of the funniest and most watchable long-form clips on YouTube. The chemistry between the two of them was real. Vlad asks direct, blunt questions, and Aries takes those questions and turns them into stories, impressions, jokes, and full-on rants. That combination worked. It worked really well. But here's the thing. Chemistry is not the same as ownership, and that might be the hardest lesson buried inside this entire feud. You can be the most entertaining person in the room. You can be the reason people click. You can bring everything to the table and still walk away with nothing if the table belongs to someone else. That's the reality Aries is now sitting with, and it's a reality that a lot of creators in his position probably need to hear.
He should be further. I'm where I need to be, homie. Me and mine ain't wanting for shit. Me and mine good. Boy. Cory, let me come up here. Boy, if I showed them text messages when you was begging to come up here, boy, I'd be a whole nigga if I showed them. I'm talking about them, that ain't even right. But I'm just saying, if I showed them, nigga, shut the fuck up. You let the little homie beat your ass.
No. Oh, you
Talking about beat your ass, and you disappeared for months. How the fuck you gonna heal and come back talking shit? Now that's some bullshit. You supposed to heal in front of the people. We supposed to see that eye do this and get back normal. You hid, let your eye get back right after you fell under the desk.
That's funny.
Darlene, play-by-play. We need to make that a soundbite. I think I'm gonna make that my phone
I don't
ring.
care.
Ooh,
Oh my God.
Man, I wish I was here for that, man. I came the very next week. That was my first week, the very next week. Yeah, the very next week.
Hell no, man. What's wrong with these motherfuckers, man?
I mean, when I got here, it was still blood on the banner.
I still have that. I packed that banner away.
We still got that banner. We got his DNA on a banner
Yep.
when he took the L. All elbows, no punches.
I wish I would have saved the chair when they cracked it.
Aries brought the talent, Vlad brought the platform, and for a while, both sides needed each other to create something that genuinely worked. But the moment the money conversation went public, both of them shifted into prove-it mode, each one trying to establish who mattered more to the equation. Vlad said, look at the numbers. Aries said, look at the loyalty. Cory said, look at who actually owns the platform. And the audience is split because honestly, all three of those points carry some truth. Vlad isn't wrong that numbers matter. If another guest is pulling significantly more views, a pay difference makes sense from a pure business standpoint. That's not personal, that's just how platforms operate. Aries isn't wrong either. Not every form of value shows up cleanly in a view count. Some guests build fan loyalty, drive memberships, create repeat viewing habits, and generate viral moments that contribute to a channel's culture in ways that analytics don't always capture. And Cory isn't wrong that dependency is a vulnerability. The moment your career lives on someone else's platform, you are always one decision away from being cut off. If they decide you're done, you're done. No negotiation, no appeal, no recourse. That's exactly why the public reaction to this has been so divided. People aren't just picking a side between Aries and Vlad, they're choosing between entirely different philosophies about how talent, ownership, and leverage actually work in the creator economy. And that's a conversation that goes way beyond this one feud.
People, do y'all think Tony Hale deserves a raise? I need makeup. I need masseuse. I need everything Boosie and Aries got, man. I need that. I need everything. The makeup shit is crazy, man. Like, I never knew you do makeup up here.
Oh, just for Aries.
Oh, okay.
He's like the only person, male or female, that's ever asked for makeup. And he needs it every single time. So, you know. Shout out to Candace.
At this point, the working relationship between Vlad and Aries is probably over. Once, Vlad spent an hour publicly dissecting Aries and Steinberg's worth, and once Aries responded with personal attacks of his own, it stopped being a business disagreement. It became something else entirely. You can possibly recover from a money dispute. Both sides cool down, someone makes a call, and you find a number that works. But it's a much harder road back from public humiliation, on both sides. Once that line gets crossed, pride takes over, and pride rarely allows for clean resolutions. And that's what makes this whole situation genuinely sad, because the content was actually good. The Vlad and Aries interviews had something real to them, a kind of chemistry that doesn't come together often. Aries could take almost any topic and turn it into a full story, complete with voices, impressions, and details that made it feel alive. Vlad knew exactly how to draw that out of him. Together, they produced moments that people are still clipping and sharing long after the original interviews aired. The fact that fan-made animations and short-form edits built around Aries' VladTV stories have pulled massive numbers on their own, that says everything about how much value was actually there. So the whole thing just feels like a waste. Vlad may be right about the math. Aries may be right about his value. Cory may be right about ownership. But at the end of the day, the audience is the one that loses, because one of the better recurring combinations in the YouTube interview space is likely gone for good.